The gentleman from Texas.
Thank you. The first thing that I want to address is the science of global warming as portrayed in the Vice President's film, An Inconvenient Truth. This is something that I think we absolutely have to get right. Even the mainstream media, Mr. Vice President, are now noticing that global warming science is uneven and evolving. We need to be deliberative and careful when we talk about so-called scientific facts. In your movie, you display a timeline of temperature and compare it to CO2 levels over a 650,000-year period as reconstructed from ice core samples. You indicate that this is conclusive proof of the link of increased CO2 emissions and global warming. A closer examination of these facts reveals something entirely different. I have an article from the Science magazine, which I will put into the record at the appropriate time, that explains historically a rise in CO2 concentrations did not precede a rise in temperatures, but actually lagged temperature by 200 to 1,000 years. Yes, lagged. CO2 levels went up after the temperature rose. It appears that temperature appears to drive CO2, not vice versa. On this point, Mr. Vice President, you're not just off a little, you're totally wrong.
The fact that more CO2 traps more heat in the lower part of the Earth's atmosphere is really beyond dispute. I mean, that's not me saying that. That's what the scientists have known for 180 years. And for 100 years, they've done the calculations on pretty much exactly what the magnitude of the heating effect is.
Well,
and
but
sometimes the
temperature goes up before the CO2 goes up.
Sometimes that has been true in the past. The opposite has also been true in the past.
We're going back in time now, 650,000 years. Here's what the temperature has been on our Earth. Now, one thing that kind of jumps out at you is, do they ever fit together?
Well,
and
but
sometimes the
temperature goes up before the CO2 goes up.
Sometimes that has been true in the past.